Hi everyone, Amanda Jane here, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet this lovely stitch for a lightweight but quite firm baby blanket. Now you can crochet any number of stitches, and in this video I'm using a good double knitting weight yarn and a size 4mm crochet hook, and I've just crocheted a narrow sample to give you the idea. So don't worry about how many chain you start with. You just start by crocheting into the second chain from the hook with the following stitch combination. Now I'm calling this the linked single crochet, and it's a little different from a normal stitch. So to start with, we insert our hook into the first stitch, so not into the loop or anything like that, into the first stitch or the first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you're going to repeat that in the next stitch. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then we do our slip into the first one, and then we complete the stitch by doing yarn over and pulling through both loops on the hook. In the next stitch, we go into the same stitch we've just finished in, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over in the next stitch and slip stitch through, yarn over and pull through two. So we're going into the stitch we've just been into, pulling up a loop, into the next stitch, pulling up a loop and pull through, that's the slip stitch, and then yarn over to finish our single crochet. Insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, pull up a loop and pull through, slip stitch, and then complete by yarn over through two. So insert your hook into the same space, into the next space, slip, yarn over, pull through two. Same space, next space, slip through, yarn over, pull through two. Same space, next space, slip, yarn over through two. Same space, next space, slip, yarn over, pull through two. So you can see that we have to remember to sort of go backwards to go forwards, which makes no sense until you start to do this, and then you go, ah yes, I see it. So into the same stitch, the next stitch, slip stitch, yarn over, pull through. And it creates these rather, feel quite tight little stitches that have got this rather nice pattern. It's quite open, but it's light, but it's also quite firm. It's quite a substantial, it's not a floppy fabric with a lot of drape. It would lay on top of a pram or a pushchair really well and tuck in, but it's not a blanket for wrapping a baby in. So we'll continue to the end of the row, repeating the slip and the single crochet. US terms, slip stitch is the same in any crochet terms, in all crochet terms. It's just that difference between the double and the single. So when we get to the end of the row, we go right up to the end with that repeat, and then we need to do an extra single crochet in the last stitch to finish off. One turning chain, turn your work to the left, and off you go, and you make sure you go in that first stitch, and you repeat all the way across, doing this lovely stitch, which I have to say, once you get the hang of it, is really relaxing easy to do. It's not the quickest stitch in the world, so you're going to have to just take your time, but it's certainly a very lovely stitch, and I think for a blanket it works very well. I'm not sure I would use it for adult garments or baby garments because it would be too stiff, unless you went up a hook size, and then it would be very holey, and that might give you the drape. It would also make a great stitch for something like a pot holder or something to rest something hot on, if you used cotton yarn, or even went up to a chunky weight cotton, and that would make a nice pot holder or pot stand, and that would protect your work surface. But frankly, I think this is a good baby blanket stitch, and I'm going to be using it in the future. Obviously you'll have to do more stitches than this little sample. This is just a narrow sample. It would make a good scarf, maybe if you used a lighter weight yarn and used a fluffy yarn. So we've reached the end of this row, and I've got to remember to do that extra single crochet in that last stitch, otherwise you end up with it moving inwards, because you need that extra one. So there we have it. I've used this lovely variegated yarn with a very long repeat. It's sweet. It's got these little green flashes in it and dark pink. So that just shows you the full sample that I did. I'll turn it sideways so you can see it better. So thanks so much for watching this slip stitch and single crochet combination. So a slipped single crochet, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So press the subscribe button for notifications of upcoming videos. Press the bell so you get a notification, and give us a thumbs up to spread the word. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.